Chidi was a hardworking man who faced many struggles to get to America. He traveled through Mexico enduring harsh conditions. Life in America wasn't easy either, but he never gave up. To survive, he took on difficult jobs while putting himself through university. No matter how tough things got, he remained focused. His biggest motivation was Alma, the love of his life, who was still in Nigeria. Chidi dreamed of building a bright future for both of them. After years of sacrifice, he finally graduated and secured a well-paying job. With his future looking secure, Chidi started saving money. His plan was simple: return to Nigeria, marry Alma, and bring her to America. Every month he sent money home to support her and her family, never doubting their love. When the time was right, Chidi returned to Nigeria. The reunion was everything he had hoped for. Their love had survived the years of separation, and they were happier than ever. Their wedding was grand, talked about by everyone. The traditional ceremony was followed by a lavish white wedding, filled with music, dancing, and celebration. Their families were overjoyed. After the wedding, the couple enjoyed a wonderful honeymoon, dreaming of the future. Chidi was certain he had made the right choice. He was determined to make Alma happy and build the perfect life for them. Back in Nigeria, Alma moved into one of Chidi's houses. She was given the responsibility of collecting rent from his 3 other properties. This allowed her to support herself and her family while Chidi returned to America to continue working. Chidi wanted more for Alma, so he enrolled her in a university. He believed that education would open doors for her when she arrived in America. Alma took her studies seriously and graduated with top marks. Chidi was proud, knowing this was another step toward their future together. Once she completed her studies, Chidi worked tirelessly to get her a visa. After months of effort, the day finally came. Alma was coming to America. Overjoyed, Chidi took a day off to welcome her. Seeing her again after so long made him happier than he had been in years. He proudly introduced her to his friends and showed her their home. Alma adjusted quickly to her new life. They agreed that Alma would take some certification courses first before searching for a job. Everything seemed perfect, but soon, Chidi noticed unsettling changes in Alma's behavior. She no longer seemed excited about their plans. Whenever he mentioned having children, she avoided the topic or changed the subject. Then rumors started. Friends told Chidi they had seen Alma with another man. The two seemed close and met often when Chidi was at work. The whispers made him uneasy, but he refused to believe them. He had sacrificed too much for this relationship. Alma loved him, he was sure of it. But one day he found undeniable proof. On Alma's phone were messages that confirmed his worst fears. She was cheating on him. Heartbroken, Chidi confronted her. Instead of denying it or apologizing, Alma was cold. She admitted she no longer loved him and demanded a divorce. She told him she was free to do whatever she wanted. This was America after all. Chidi was shattered. He had given her everything: love, support, financial stability, only to be betrayed. How could she throw it all away so easily? He didn't know what to do, but he wasn't alone. His best friend, Chidi, saw his pain and decided to help. Chidi was clever and resourceful. He started watching Alma closely, determined to uncover the truth. What he found was disturbing. Alma wasn't acting alone. There was someone pulling the strings, someone from Chidi's past. Chidi followed Alma and saw her meeting a mysterious figure in secret. This person seemed to have a strong hold over her. After digging deeper, Chidi finally uncovered the truth. The man behind it all was Nana, Chidi's old neighbor. Years ago, when Chidi lived briefly in Ghana, Chidi had unknowingly destroyed one of Nana's fraudulent schemes. Nana had been trying to scam people, but Chidi's actions exposed the fraud. As a result, Nana lost everything: his reputation, his money, his power. Now it seemed Nana had returned for revenge. Nana never forgave Chidi for ruining his fraudulent scheme. He carried that grudge for years, waiting for the perfect time to take revenge. When he learned that Chidi had become successful in America and married Alma, he saw his opportunity. With a cunning plan, Nana approached Alma. He filled her head with lies, making her believe she could have a much better life without Chidi. He made her believe that if she divorced Chidi, she could take half of his wealth. He also made threats, ensuring that Alma felt she had no choice but to go along with his scheme. Alma, caught between greed and fear, gave in to Nana's manipulation. She betrayed Chidi, believing she was securing her future. But she didn't realize that she was just a tool in Nana's plan to destroy Chidi completely. Chidi worked tirelessly to uncover the truth. After gathering enough proof, he revealed everything to Chidi. Determined to fight back, Chidi gathered all the evidence Chidi had collected. He decided it was time to confront Alma with the truth. He sat her down and showed her undeniable proof: records of her secret meetings with Nana, messages exchanged with her lover, and evidence of Nana's involvement. Alma couldn't deny it anymore. Overcome with guilt and fear, she broke down and admitted everything. She confessed how Nana had approached her, promising her a better life and using threats to control her. She admitted she had made a terrible mistake, falling for Nana's deception. She had betrayed the one person who truly loved her, and now she was drowning in regret. Chidi's heart was torn. He had loved Alma deeply, but the pain of her betrayal was unbearable. He didn't know whether to forgive her or walk away forever. But one thing was certain: he couldn't let Nana win. Chidi made a decision that he would fight back. He would expose Nana and make him pay for everything he had done. Chidi stood by him, helping him gather more evidence that Nana is still in the business of money fraud. They dug deeper, tracking down witnesses and finding documents that proved Nana's hand in dirty deals. Meanwhile, Alma, desperate to right her wrongs, begged Chidi for forgiveness. She wanted to fix what she had broken. She agreed to help bring Nana to justice, hoping it would ease her guilt. With everything in place, Chidi and Chidi took their case to the authorities. They laid out all the evidence, proving how Nana had manipulated Alma and plotted to steal Chidi's hard-earned wealth. Alma, willing to face the consequences of her actions, testified against Nana. She exposed his lies, his threats, and his devious plans. Her testimony was crucial in strengthening Chidi's case. The legal battle was short but tough, but Chidi refused to give up. He had worked too hard to let Nana take everything away from him. In the end, the truth prevailed. Nana's evil schemes were exposed, and he faced the punishment he deserved. Chidi had won the fight. He had protected himself, his future, and his hard-earned success. Now that the battle was over, Chidi had to face one last challenge: deciding what to do about Alma. Could he forgive her? Could they rebuild what had been broken? Alma was filled with regret. She did everything she could to show Chidi how sorry she was. She tried to help him in any way possible, hoping to rebuild his trust. She knew she had made terrible mistakes, and she was willing to do whatever it took to make things right. But trust, once broken, is not easily repaired. Just when things seemed to be calming down, Alma received devastating news from Nigeria. Her father had passed away. The grief overwhelmed her. She had already been struggling with guilt and shame, and now, losing her father made everything even harder. 2 days after hearing about her father's death, another shocking news came. Alma was 7 weeks pregnant. Chidi was stunned. He had not been with Alma for the past 3 months. Alma, with tears in her eyes, admitted the truth. The baby was Nana's. The shame of her actions crushed her. She had betrayed the man who had given her everything, and now she was carrying the child of the man who had tried to destroy him. The weight of everything that had happened was too much for Chidi to bear. He had made a decision, one that broke his heart but felt necessary. He bought a flight ticket for Alma so she could return home to grieve with her family. When they arrived at the airport, Chidi gave her a long, silent hug. His voice was calm but distant as he whispered, "Take care and stay strong." Alma nodded, tears streaming down her face. She held on to the hope that this meant Chidi had forgiven her. The next day, Alma arrived at her family home in Nigeria. She was exhausted, her heart heavy with grief for the father she had lost. Before she could even settle in, a courier arrived at the house with an envelope. With trembling hands, she opened it. Inside were divorce papers. Chidi had left her. Alma collapsed onto the floor, sobbing. She had hoped, even after all her mistakes, that Chidi would find it in his heart to forgive her. But now it was clear he was done with her. The quiet goodbye at the airport had not been a moment of kindness but a carefully planned farewell. Chidi knew that without his assistance, Alma would never be able to return to America. He had not just sent her away, he had shut the door on her completely. Her family tried to comfort her, but nothing eased her pain. She couldn't understand why Chidi had sent the divorce papers after everything they had been through. She had truly believed they were rebuilding their relationship. Days passed and the sorrow in her heart only grew heavier. Finally, she gathered the courage to call him. With tears streaming down her face, she spoke from the depths of her heart. She told him that she had never stopped loving him. that she had made terrible mistakes but wanted to make things right. Chidi listened in silence. Then after a long sigh he finally spoke. His voice was heavy, filled with pain. He told her that he had tried to forgive her, but every time he looked at her, all he could see was Nana's deception and her betrayal. No matter how hard he tried, he couldn't erase the past. He just couldn't do it. Amma broke down, realizing that this was truly the end. Moral lesson: trust is the foundation of any relationship. Once broken, it is almost impossible to repair. Amma's betrayal, influenced by Nana's manipulation, created wounds too deep to heal. No matter how much regret she felt, the damage had already been done.